During the week, I think with Danny Cipriani and Mark Cueto talked about the cup finals. Every single game going towards the end of the season. Not a bad start.
Yeah, exactly. I think we're very disappointed coming off the 2 defeats away at Leicester and back, not coming away with anything there. So really put the pressure on ourselves within the group to target maybe 4 or 5 wins to finish off the season well, and really pleased to pick the 4 points today.
Well, I know it all is about the team, so I'm not trying to put you on the spot. You're having a couple of fantastic performances. Going forward, you've got higher aspirations, but I'm sure going forward for us, it's top 4, top 6 towards the end of the season.
Definitely, yeah. It's all about sale at the moment, and if we can push towards the top 4, that'd be great. Pick up hopefully throughout the 4 wins going forward, and we'll see where we end up. But we said within the group that's top 6 minimum, and hopefully we can do that.
Dan, I'll start with you. Just on today's game, the boys have been talking this week. It is like cup finals going into that tight, and after Gloucester only a couple of points behind in a couple of places, so the wins are vital at this stage of the season.
Well, yeah, first of all, I think we should give a big round of applause to Gloucester for their performance today, so thanks so much, Gloucester. And obviously, the management are delighted with our lot. We've had a difficult couple of weeks. We got beat by Leicester and Bath, and then we had 2-3 weeks off, so it's difficult to get our minds right, but I can, really glad that we turned up with the right attitude, and game was won and lost really in the attitude stakes today, so well done to the Sale lads for that.
I know we're getting ripped out me a minute here, but this young man here we're going to talk about now, 300th game for a professional club in an era that probably won't be seen again. Phenomenal feat, come a long way since that first game at Bristol, when he had night tenors in the room the night before, but I'll let you talk about him a little bit without getting a bit too big-headed.
Well, it's good to talk about the best winger who's ever played for Sale. The statistics are generally taught by other people about Mark Cueto, not by himself, Steve Hanley. Mark Cueto joined 15 years ago. Stan was here, both young lads from Cumbria. Rough and ready, raw. And we had a lad who was playing fullback, for those who don't know, weren't around, Jason Robinson. And I think in the first 3 years of the back three playing together, Stan and Mark were leading try scorers in the competition year on year. And a lot of that was down to their enthusiasm, Jason Robinson's elusive abilities, and Jim Mellander's coaching. Now, I said it in the change room today before the game, we didn't really need to talk about how we're going to play against Gloucester. It's pretty much the same week in, week out. It's all about our young lads, Mike Haley, Tommy Taylor, Ross Harrison, Josh Beaumont, too many to mention really. They're in their first 10-20s of games for the club. And Mark Cueto's played his 300th, and the enthusiasm and desire that he shows in his 300th, if our other kids show the same desire, then we'll push a few more kids through to play for England and hopefully further. So, a magnificent professional. He doesn't need me to talk about it. He didn't want to lead the team out today because he's not that sort of bloke. A legend in Sale terms, a legend in England terms, 54-5 caps and a British line. He doesn't need a minnow like me to talk how good he is. I think
I'll tell you how good he is. We've had some great times playing together. As Dan's mentioned it, back three we had playing together years and years ago, years and years ago now. Easy 300th game. I was actually going to mention some stuff that Steve's. It's actually good to see that next generation coming through, isn't it?
Of course it is, yeah. And I think Sale have always been a club that give young guys a chance, as they did with myself, you, Stan. They're always a club that, regardless of who they've got in the first team, if there's a young kid showing ability and showing potential, they'll give him a go. And that's one of the reasons I've loved the club. They've brought some unbelievable players through, and as has been mentioned a couple of times, there's some incredible youngsters starting for Sale at the minute, and hopefully they'll be the guys that will be standing up here and in 10 years having played sort of 250, 300 games.